Hello and welcome to my YouTube video. My name is Dan. I'm hailing from North Carolina in the United States. And today we're going to install for the WinUAE A1200 emulator WHDLoad and Igame. Okay, before we get started, you need a few things installed on the Amiga end. You need MUI, you need installer 43, and LHA. If you don't have those installed on your Amiga, then go to my video, search how to set up WinUAE by Dan, and you'll find it. And I'll walk you through the step-by-steps on how to install everything. Alrighty, okay, well, let's get started. Let's fire up Google. Type in WHDLoad. Press enter. Would help if I knew how to spell. Okay. Here we want to go to the WHDLoad.de and the support page. Okay. WHDLoad is a way to play games on your hard drive that weren't meant to be originally installed on the hard drive. This gives you the ability to do that, and I'll walk you through it. Okay, go up to the docs. Well, scroll down, and you'll see WHDLoad user.lha. Click on that to download it. Okay, after you download it, go to docs, choose the language that you're using, and go to requirements. Okay, in order to run WHDLoad, it needs a few files and ROMs. So, the images, for one, it has to have a Kickstarts folder, and it has an S on the end there, Kickstarts, in the devs directory on the Amiga end. Alrighty. The Kickstart ROM it needs is in this format. The Kick 33180.A500 and 34005.A500 and so on and so forth. So you need these ROMs. I can't tell you where to find them, but if you Google them, you could probably find them. You'll also need these relocation file, RTB files, in the same folder as your images. Alrighty. If you already have ROMs, you can just rename them. For instance, if you have Kick 1.3 or Kick 1.3 ROM, for your Amiga 500, you can try renaming it to Kick 34005.500. It might work, it might not. If it doesn't work, delete it and try another one until you come up with one that actually works. But you do need these support files. These support files for these ROMs here. Okay. Alrighty. You can find these on Aminet, and I'll show you where to find them. Well, I'll give you the file that you can search for that you can download them. Okay, once you download WHDLoad user.lha, let's see. I'll download it too. Okay. All right, once we download it, let's close out Google. Okay. Go to your downloads folder. You'll see that you got it up there. LHA file right here. This is a LHA file too. Alrighty. Those RTB files I told you that you need in the Kickstarts folder is SKick346. You can find that on AmyNet. Okay. Just type in SKick346.lha on AmyNet on their search engine, on their search site, and you should find this file here. That has all the RTB files that's for the Kickstart ROMs for the WHD load. All right. Now, when you're going to install iGame, which is a front end for the games that you're going to install, which is a good front end, I think. I like it. Well, anyways, there's two versions. There are two things you need. If you're not running a FPU, then you need these files. So you need this GUI FX render no FPU, iGame version 2.0, MCC, and GUI FX and MCC text editor. Alrighty, they're all LHA files. So just pause this video, write them down, and then look for them on the net. You can find these on AmyNet or just Google them. Alrighty, this is without a FPU, which I'm not using on my emulator. If you're using an FPU, then you need these files. The GUI FX library and MCC GUI FX, and that's the same, but you need this one and this one, the render library, all in LHA. Once again, you can probably find them on AmyNet. If not, just Google them. You'll find them. All right, just pause this video and write those down. If you're running an FPU on your emulator on WinUAE. Okay. Alrighty. Now, if you watched my last video on how to set up WinUAE by Dan, you would have made a programs drive. So we're going to copy these. We're going to cut these and copy them to the programs drive. So just highlight them all. Select cut. And I keep my programs drive on D. And paste. Alrighty, there's the folders that we need. If you're running without a FPU, then I'll go into that folder. If I'm running with the FPU, I'll go in that folder. Okay. Remember, Kickstarts. This is the folder that has the ROMs, and it's going to have the RTB files. It's going to be in there also, the support files. We'll drag and drop that to the devs folder in your Amiga side. So, okay. Alrighty. Looks like we got everything we need. Okay. Fire up WinUAE. Okay. I called mine, and if you would, whatever you called your A1200, Workbench 3.1. So make sure it's highlighted, and select load, and then start. Okay. Everything's still working on it. Alrighty. So double click the programs folder, right click in it, and select show all files. And there's everything. Let's expand it out some and do cleanup. Okay. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and unpack these. Let's unpack the WHDLoad user.lha. So double click it. Click the W up here, highlight it, and click backspace. Alright. Type in LHA space X space. Now, since we're already in the programs folder, we don't have to put at the end here programs colon. It will automatically unpack it to the programs folder. So select OK. Pretty good size folder, wasn't it? 5, wasn't it? Alright, let's go ahead and extract the SKick 346 for the Kickstart folder. Put your cursor on the S and backspace. Type in LHA space X space. Click OK. Alrighty. Okay. Now, since I'm running without a FPU, I'm going to go ahead and select the Igame without FPU. Select cleanup here so we can see them. All right. First, I'm going to unpack this. Then I'm going to do Igame. Highlight the I, of course. Backspace out of there. LHA space X space. Okay. What we're doing, we're just going ahead and unpacking them. We'll come back to them here in a second. They'll be folders. Okay. LHA space X space. And text editor. Okay. That's all we need now. Let's go ahead and delete these files. So just highlight them all. And select, go to icons and delete. Are you sure? Yes. Okay. Go to Window, show all file or update. Okay, there they all are. Window cleanup. Okay. So we should have the MCC text editor, the GUI fx.library, the MCC GUI fx, the render.library, and Igame. Okay. We unpacked four files. We got four things here. Let's make sure we're seeing everything. Yeah. Oh. There it is. Some reason it's all corrupted looking. Boy, that's strange. Let's reboot, see if that clears it up. Alright, for me that's control, left Windows, control, right control. Okay, let's see if that... Alright, WHDLoad is there. S-Kick is here. Okay, press F12. We'll do it this way. Alright, go to your... Go to where your programs folder is. Well, there it is right there. It didn't make an S-Kick folder. So we'll make one. Alright, if you got 7-zip installed, just left click on it once and right click and go to 7-zip and extract files. Make sure this is highlighted or there, full path name, and select OK. There we go. Now we got it. Kickstarts. Alright, you'll see where there's no ROMs here, but it has all the RTB files and the PAT files. Okay, there's 35 of them. So the kickstart, see right here, kick 40068.A1200.PAT and .A1200.RTB. That's the kick version that you need. So let's say, like on mine, I got mine in ROMs. Okay. I got mine right here. It's a Kickstart 3.140.068 A1200. Well, if I had that ROM in there, I would rename it as Kick 40068.A1200, and that's all I'd name it, and then press enter. And it rename that ROM. It'll still be 512 kilobytes. But you could try that ROM right there. And if it works, then you got, then WHDLoad will work. So, okay. Let's get back out of there. Reset. Alrighty. Do cleanup. Show all files. Let's expand this out. Clean up again. There we go. There's our folder that has all of our files. Yeah. Okay, good. All right, so we need those. Okay. And without the CPU, clean up. Show all files. It's already highlighted, but it's not showing the. Oh, yeah, it is. Right here it is. It's all messed up. See if I can show all files again. Well, if I can get it to, let's show all files. There it is. The library is what we need. Okay, so we got everything. All right. I don't know why it's doing it, but sometimes it won't show an icon up, or it'll be a little bitty dot you got to click on, for the icon. So why it's doing that, I don't know. All right, the first thing we want to do is install WHD. So, double-click it and double-click install. Make sure it's in intermediate mode. Proceed with install. Yes. Don't change any of this. Leave it like it is. Leave that like it is. Installation is now complete. Okay. All right, we want to put the RTB files in the Kickstarts folder. So, select contents, drag and drop into the let's see if it did it. Yeah. Yeah. So we did it. Alright, so that's what you got to do there, is put those into the Kickstarts folder. Okay, so close out all that. Open up Workbench, and there's the devs. Drag and drop into the devs folder. So now we got cleaner. Show all files, and there's the Kickstarts. Alrighty. That's for WHDLoad. Okay. Alrighty. Now, since we installed the iGame without FPU, alrighty. Like I said, you gotta have WinUAE for this file, and for this file. This file, render.library, and GUIFX.library has got to go into the Workbench library folder. Okay, but we'll do WinUAE first. Okay, double click Workbench, scroll over, and there's WinUAE. There's WinUAE. Alright, go to the libraries, libs, scroll up to where it says WinUAE again, and okay, leave that open. Double click that mcc.txt, go to library, go to WinUAE, Amiga OS 3.0. Okay. Now we want to move these two files to this folder up here in the WinUAE folder. So just drag and drop them. Alrighty. Close that out. Close that out. And close that out. And close that out. Now, for the MCC GUIFX, go there, go to libraries, go to WinUAE, and drag and drop the GUIFX.mcc into that folder. Alrighty, we're done with WinUAE. Alright, we'll leave that open for now. Okay. Now, I don't know why I closed that other one out. Now, we got to copy this folder, or this file, GUIFX.library and render.library, to the libs folder and Workbench. Okay, so go up and select show all files. And there it is. Alright, so click on the GUI and drag and drop it. Click on the render.library, drag and drop it. It will give you an error while copy and render object already exists. Replace, select yes. Replace. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Double click iGame. We'll see if it works now. There's iGame up and running. Okay, we'll close it out for now. We can't. There's no games installed. Okay, press F12. Go in your hard drive, and I saved my stuff to D, and create a folder called HD Games, hard drive games. I put mine in the D drive. Okay. Exit out of there. Go to CD and hard drives on WinUAE and add a directory or archive. Name it. It has to be named DH2. Oops. So volume label is HD space games. And go to directory. And find the folder. And select it. And select OK. OK. Go to configurations. Highlight the A1200 Workbench 3.1 and click Save. Highlight it again and click Load. Now your emulator will flash. Okay, that's because it was closing out the emulator. And click Start. Okay. Press Ctrl F11 to close out the emulator completely. Double click WinUAE to start it back up. Highlight that. Click Load. Let's make sure everything's the same. Yeah. Let's try start again. There we go. Yeah. Now we got a hard drive called HD Games. This is where you're going to place all your games onto. Okay. Alrighty. Now, press F12 again. I know, we're going back and forth. Alright. Go back to Google and type in WHDLoad again. We'll go back to the website, go to the support page, and go to installs. Okay, what these are games that WHDLoad knows. Okay. And they're installs only for discs. So let's say you have a disk, you have discs already in ADF format or IPF format on your hard drive. This will ask for the disk. I'll show you. Let's see. There's 2,467 games available to install. Okay. Let's go with G. And let's go. I like Gods. So click it to download it. Alrighty. We'll just use it as an example. Okay. Minimize that. Okay. Go to your downloads. Cut. And put that in the programs folder. Let's see. We don't need a lot of these no more. So we'll get rid of that one. And all these. All right. Select paste, and there's Gods. All right. Select OK. Go to Window, show all files. All right. Gods.lha. Double click it. Highlight the God, the G, LHA space X space, 23 files extracted. Alrighty. Update. There it says Gods HD. Now Gods is not meant to run on hard drive. Run off a hard disk. It has 2 disks that you insert into the floppy drives because they have NDOS on them. So in other words, you have to reboot the Amiga with the disk in order. It's got its own boot up file on the disk. But anyways, double click it. And double click install. Intermittent user. Yes. Warning, your installer's out of date. Yeah, it grumbles. That 43_3 is out of date. Recommended is version 4410. But just click proceed. Okay, this is the README page. Package comes with absolutely no warranty and so on and so forth. The requirement of the install applies to God's 1998 Bitmap Brothers. Alright. It says you need a 0.5 megabyte of chip memory and 1 megabyte of other memory, which we got plenty of. Alright. The F10 key is the quick key. And I'm looking here to see what ROM it's saying it's required. So you'll know what ROM it is. I don't see it. Of course, I could be blind and pass right over it. But, alright, just go up here to the top and close it out. Alright, it says, where should Gods be installed? A drawer of Gods will be automatically created. Well, we don't want to put it in the workbench. We want to put it on the HD drive, HD Games drive. So select Show All Drives, Show Drives, and go select HD Games and proceed. Alright, you can choose an icon you want. I'm just going to choose the whatever it is. It don't matter. Alright, select the source drive for disk images. Alright, it's going to be DF0. It's going to be it. Insert guides disk 1 into drive DF0. It says make sure it's the right disk because it will not be checked. Alright, press F12. Go to your floppy drives. Hit the 3 dots over here. I got my on games. Games. Alrighty. Let's see here. I'm going to choose the IPF. IPF is a international preservation file of the game, of a game or disk. So it's supposed to be the original. Alright, so this is disk 1. So we double click it. In order to run IPF files, you have to have cat's image in the WinUAE directory for it to read. Okay. Select OK. See, it says DF0 indos. Select Proceed. And it's reading. I remember back in the day, in order to make copies of disc on the Commodore 65, we used fast hacking. It was pretty cool. All of us friends had Commodore 64s with, and we stacked all of our hard drives on them. Okay, press F12 for the second disc. Alright, go back to the 3 dots and select God's disk2.ipf. Select OK. Alright, select Proceed. But anyways, we stacked up all of our floppy drives on top of each other. There were about 6 or 7 of us. And we hooked them all parallel cable, and every drive was drive 8, and we copied one disk onto 7 or 8 drives all at once. That was pretty cool back then. Yeah. So everybody get a disk. Alright, disk 2 is created. Installation complete. Guides can be found in your HD Games Guides drawer or partition. Select Proceed. Close that out. And close this out. Alright, double click HD Game. There's Guides. And as you can see, there's our 2 disks. Disk.1, disk.2 it made. Alright, that's the disk that will call up whenever it needs disk. Press F12 and let's eject that floppy. Select OK. Alright, that floppy's gone. Alright, to see if this works, double click Guides. says press F10 to quit. You can do button weight, trainer, infinite lives, and so on and so forth. Okay, it seems to be working. Alright, it said press F10 to quit, so we'll press F10. And by the way, when you quit a game from the WHDLoad games, in order for it to save to its disks, you have to press the quick key that it tells you to. Now, sometimes these games will just say press the print screen key. All right. Now on the Amiga keyboard, the print screen key was the number pad star key, which is the multiplication key. All right, the star key. So on your keyboard, if you got a number pad, or if you have a number pad, just press that key to end the game. Alrighty. Alright, close them out. Okay. Let's go to Igame. And double click it. Alright. Now, let's close out all this. We don't need it while we're running. Now, make sure this is highlighted. It's active. Alright, go up to the top of the screen here and you'll say Scan Repositories, Properties, and Settings. Alrighty. And Game Repositories. That's where you want to go to. Alright. Click on Add. No. Should click on, click on the folder button here. I'm blind, I can't see it. Alrighty. Go to Volumes and click on HT Games. And click on OK. And click on Close. Alright, now, if you want to scan, let's say you got 100 games, you got 3,000 games. Alright. Go back up to the top of the screen, make sure this is still highlighted. Alright. And Scan Repositories. Well, you have to click, once you select HT Games, you got to click Add. Alright, now we can close it. Now we can go to Scan Repositories. And there it is. God shows up. It says total 1 games. Like I said, this comes in handy, this front end, this Igame. It will scan the HD Games folder drive for however many games you got. Now, the more games you got, the longer it'll take for it to scan. I have over 2,900 games, and it takes about 2.5 to 3 minutes to scan. But it finally comes up and says I have 2,900 and some games. Alright. Now, it show all favorites, last played, most played, never played. You can place them in action, adult, venture, back. But it's pretty cool. You can also search, like if you got 100 or 20 or thousands of games and you don't want to go to HD games where they're all jumbled up and search for them that way, this is the best front end to use. And you could go to this filter button here and type in whatever, and it will come up with the game that you're looking for. And it's like gods. Select enter, and of course we only have one game. All right, so but you can start the game right here, just like that, by double clicking it. Make sure you read how to end the game. And press F10 to come out, and you're back in the iGame folder. It says last played was gods. Okay. Most played is gods. Never played. See, there's no games listed in never played. My favorites is gods. Last played. Favorites, I don't have nothing in the favorites folder. And show all. But anyways, alright. Now you can find the WHDLoad games on Google. Just search for WHDLoad games, and that, just like that, and you'll come up with a site that has them already installed for you. Okay, you don't have to do it by disk, and just go to their site and download what you want. Once you download those games, just drop them into the HD games folder on your hard drive, and then come back to iGame. Then come back to iGame and do scan repositories again. And it will pick up all the games that you'd installed to that folder or to that drive. So it's pretty neat. Pretty easy to use. I recommend it quite highly. But anyways, I hope this video was informative, and well, let me show you one other thing. Alright, go up here to execute command. Alrighty, type in ed WHDLoad.prefs. Okay. Alrighty. This is the global configuration file for WHDLoad. Okay. Here you can change stuff that starts up in WHDLoad. Like that little B screen that you saw, that little B window that you saw when you first double click the game. It tells you what button to press to quit and all that stuff. Alright, you can do a button wait for button pressed. Alright, some games require no autovec. It says ignore unwanted autovector interrupts. So some games require that to be enabled. So in order to do that, all these are commented out. So just scroll down to no autovec. Move over and backspace. Now it's active once we save it. Alright. You can change it to to NTSC or PAL. I just leave that just like it is, so it load what it's going to load. All right, here the quick key is that string 5A, raw key code to quit. All right, you could change this to any key you want to quit the game. If you don't like F10, if you don't like the number pad star key as the quick key, well, here's where you'll change it. Right here. Right now it's set on 5A. I mean it's commented out, but they got 5A in the line here. All right, press F12. Go back to Google. And type in raw key codes. Well, let's do it in Google itself. That's easier. WHD raw key codes. There we go. Alrighty. In order to find out what keys you're going to want to, what quick key you're going to want to change to. Alright, this is an Amiga keyboard. Okay. And that's the US map. They got the French map and German map and Italian. Okay. Here's the codes for each of the keys that correspond to the keyboard here. Okay. As you see, F10 is 59, and F10 right here. F10 is 59. All right. The star key, this key here, which is the print screen key, is key code 5D. Okay. So if you want to change in WHDLoad global settings to whatever key you want, like the Alt key, the Amiga key, let's say you want to change it to the Alt key, then it'll be key code 65, which would be string 65. So $. Okay, once you figure out what key code you want, what key you want to quit, and you figure out what key code it is, then go back in and change it right here. Quick key. So just highlight the Q, backspace out of it, and then type right here and backspace out of that and change it to whatever key you want. But a lot of times, the reason why they chose F10 and the print screen key is most of the programs won't use those keys. For instance, like Pinball Fantasies and Pinball Dreams uses keys 1 through 4, F1 through F4. So watch out about those keys. And other games use other keys, like Bard's Tale, of course, uses the keyboard itself. So, if you choose any of those keys, you might exit out of the game. So, but anyways, just once you change the values, once you change them, you want these semicolons are remarked, or it's remarked out. So just back out of it like we did the no autovec here. Go up to the top, right click, and click save. says writing to file s:/WHDLoad.press. Okay, so just click exit out right there. So you'll probably need that no AutoVec enabled, because there's some games that won't run without the no AutoVec enabled. So, but anyways, play around with them, and I hope this video was helpful. And give me some comments. But anyways, just exit out of here. And select quit. You like my boing ball here? That's pretty neat, isn't it? Okay. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be seeing you next time. You have a great day.